If your best year was 20 transactions, beat that. It doesn't matter what anybody else around you is doing unless it inspires you. To Mindset Monday. What is going on? Good morning to everyone. I'm excited about today's Mindset Monday, just like I am every Monday. And, you know, yesterday I spent some time watching the Super Bowl for you fans out there. And you can tell those that are just used to it, you know, like Brady is just used to this whole process of going through and going for a championship, right? Just being an elite player and holding his composure, whether he's winning or losing. And one of the things that I noticed yesterday was after the game, I was able to see his composure. After he won, he was surrounded by all these cameramen and interviewers, and it was just chaos. I mean, he was literally in a space that I would have been pretty much claustrophobic, you know. It was just so tight that that I think it would have threw off a lot of people. And in fact, there was a reporter from ESPN that was trying to get him to interview with her, and she lost her cool, which was amazing to watch on national TV, where she just completely lost her cool. She was frustrated. She was flustered. And, you know, Tom Brady was just really cool and composed. And just, geez, I just saw him and I was like, wow, I don't know if I could have handled that under that same pressure. He was literally being squeezed by all the media. And it just goes to show about what it takes to really produce at a high level. You know, when you have outside influences, when you have people pushing on you and squeezing on you and pulling on you, can you still maintain your cool? And he was able to show it. And he finally got some space and did his interview, just really mellowed out, very as if this was the way it was supposed to turn out. And it was just really awesome to see that. I think that impressed me more than the entire game, which was just being able to see his composure. You know, you see this in the game, but that's just the way he handles life. And I want to go ahead and talk about a few things about what it means to really, build that confidence and produce at a high level. Our job is to produce at a very high level. We didn't get into this industry just to, play an average game, just to barely make it. The sacrifices that we made, the stresses that we embark on, the different facets of running a business, marketing, sales, systems, fulfilling for your clients, being involved in every conversation. It's a tough business, but it does pay nicely to those that are able to keep their composure, those that are able to continue to lead themselves and lead their clients, lead the title company, lead the other agents. And that's why we say we work on 4 key components here at ADs and Associates: marketing, sales, systems, and leadership. And one of the things that we have to remind ourselves is that we have to be able to lead ourselves first. We have to feel good about ourselves first. We have to be in that place. Otherwise, we cannot make great decisions. And yesterday was actually this whole weekend was really neat in the fact that I pushed myself to limitations that I just didn't think that I had, right? I pushed myself past those limitations, about those the limitations of my mindset. And we went on a 24-mile bike ride and a 6-mile run. Like, I think I've ran 6 miles before. I can't remember when, but I'm pretty sure I have. But it was different coming off a bike. And it's not like we were taking a leisurely stroll. It was something we were really pushing ourselves on the bike ride. It was something that it wasn't like we were trying to save something else for the run. It was like we're going all out. And at the moment I wanted to stop, there was people there reminding me like we got to keep going. So when we got to the run, I think we set a pretty good pace. And what it did is reinforce about what I'm made of mentally. Like I can handle pain. I can handle discomfort because I constantly put myself in that place, in that situation with my business, with my marriage, as a father. Like I'm constantly pushing the envelope so I'm comfortable with the discomfort. I know that it's only a matter of time before I'm able to overcome, conquer, master if I continue to move forward. And that's a whole, the whole concept of you can't stop a moving train. But here's the thing. It's real easy to accomplish something and think that we've arrived, right? It's real easy to like go after it and then have a sense of like, okay, now that I've done it, I'm cool. I can take a step back. That happens a lot with business. When you work all this time to build up your lead pipeline, and then you convert them into escrows, and then you got them into closings, and then we have to do it all over again. That seems to do a negative, accepting a negative response to the whole thing, for lack of better words. What I'm trying to say is like when we arrive at a certain point, we think that it's always going to be that way. When in reality, it's like we have to recalibrate and recommit for the next day. So yesterday, I decided to take on that on. I was on a high from the day before. I was feeling great. I did 24 miles. I did 6-mile run. I went to a volleyball game. We had lunch as a family. We were doing a lot of good things. And the next day, I was like, what I did yesterday was awesome. I'm going to go ahead and relax today. How many times have you done with your business where you like push through some major obstacles, major hurdles, and then you will somehow give yourself permission to be like, it's okay? The reality is we've been taking it easy our entire lives. It's not okay just to stop when we build the momentum. That's how you stop a moving train. But if you simply take a step forward and inch forward, even under the false pretense of arriving, that really makes the difference for your long-term growth. So what did I do yesterday? I was like, okay, the entire morning at 10 o'clock, I was like, I worked out very hard. I don't have to work out today. That's what was going on in my mind. 11 o'clock, no big deal. Like I did what I did yesterday. I'm still feeling the pains. My legs hurt. And I was convincing myself of why I couldn't get up and do more. 12 o'clock, saying the same story. Finally, about 1 o'clock, I said, you know what? I just need to get my ass up. Because at the end of the day, I didn't accomplish shit. I need to get up. I need to keep going. There is no arrival point. I have to go. And listen, like getting started is hard. Just like a train, when it first starts, it doesn't just blast from the starting line. It doesn't. The momentum to get it going is immense. The energy that it takes to pull all those cards, to pull all the reps that you have, like all the pains of yesterday, right? To try to pull all that. Like I was still hurting. That's what got me really, that's why I was so slow on actually going, was because of the simple fact I was thinking about all the cargo I was carrying. Same thing for a train. We know that. It's so hard to start. But listen, like when a train starts going, you can't stop it. You cannot stop it. Outside situations can't stop it. I was watching these videos on YouTube about trains just crashing through whatever comes its way and staying on track through cars, traffic, animals, like you name it. There was nothing that could stop it. It was going to overwhelm whatever stood in front of it. But guess what? Anyone can beat the train off the starting line. Any car, right? Any vehicle, any motorcycle. But any little thing can stop all the other things. But when you have the capacity as a train does, when you have all your experiences, when you're carrying all your experiences, when you're carrying all the mindsets that you've built over the last few years, it's really hard to throw you off your game. So I had to depend on that. I get up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go. I start doing whatever I can to stretch out my muscles, to kind of massage the pains on my legs. I'm like, I'm going for it. I'm going to go. I need to conquer this thing called running. It's not my game. And I was hurting the day before, 6 miles. We did it about, I want to say 9 minutes and 30-second mile. Someone correct me if I have that wrong. For 6 miles, I thought that was pretty good. But it's still a 9-minute mile. I know I'm capable of more. I know I am. If someone can do a mile in like 4 minutes, I can do it in 7 or in 6. I know I can. Just give me some time. I know I can. So Saturday, I try to push myself. I'm like, okay, trying to hype myself up. And one thing about getting going, it's about the self-talk. It's so important. Self-talk. Reminding yourself of the things you've done. Reminding yourself that you can do it, you can go. And having that optimism and determination and confidence goes alongside with that. And you can only get that through the reps of your business. Being on social media daily builds your confidence, your optimism. It really does. But I dare you to stop for a week. You'll understand how difficult it is to get back on there. We start questioning everything. Like, what should I post? That's stupid. I don't think nobody wants to see this. What if I stutter? What if I can't think of anything great to say? Like, we start thinking about all these things that can hinder us from progressing, when just a few weeks before you were doing it like clockwork. No big deal, no problem. So reminding ourselves, the self-talk of reminding ourselves of what we've done, and we can do it again. You do it once, you can do it again and again and again. So I set off. I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk to the end of the block, and then I'm going to start my run. So I walk to the end of the block, and I'm like, well, I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready to start my run because I'm still kind of in my head. It's a battle of the good self-talk versus the negative self-talk. They're clashing. And right now, the negative self-talk is like getting its edge, right? The good self-talk got me out of my house, got me onto the street, but then the negative came back again. And I'm like, okay, I'll walk right here to the end of my street, then I'll start running. You know what? I'll cross the street, and then I'll start running. Half a mile later, that's when I decide to finally go and start running. I had to mentally prepare. But here's the thing. I kept on moving forward. I knew it was only a matter of time before I can get my mind and my body aligned together to just go. Listen, I know how hard it is to schedule open houses, to make those phone calls. I get it. But at some point, you just have to simply take the action. And you can't be satisfied of what you did last week. I can't be satisfied on what I did Saturday. Because at the end of the day, it only matters what I'm doing right now. So that's what I did. So I kept inching forward. I got to the end of the block and I said, okay, now I'm going to start. I hyped myself up. In fact, I hyped myself up so much that I took off the starting blocks pretty fast. My first minute, I did 7-minute and 6-second mile. 7 minutes, 6 seconds. I felt good. 7 minutes. I mean, that's 7-minute mile. I felt good for the first mile. But then I realized I couldn't sustain it. Then I realized I wanted to quit. That first mile was tough. I was so focused of just going through it that I started out faster and I started over-exuding myself a lot more than what I should have. If I would have started at just a slightly slower pace, I think I would have got faster than what I ended up on the 2.5-mile run that I did. But I overexerted myself because I was thinking, hey, I need to catch up. This 9-minute mile is not good enough. I need to go hard. And yes, it's up to all of us to go hard. You have to go hard with your business. But you're able to do it more effectively when you're able just to go and start every single day. So I over-exuded myself. In that first mile, I wanted to quit. 3/4 of the first mile. Why am I out here? I started asking myself, what I did yesterday should be good enough for me. But it's not. Because your competition is getting better. Because the technology is changing. Because people are knocking on the doors of your clients right now. So we cannot depend on what we did yesterday. I kept going. And here's the thing. The first mile is a reminder of all the pains and all the aches. All the things that I didn't want to do. But I kept going. And those that have produced at a high level face that on a daily. But they keep going. So I just made some minor adjustments. Minor adjustments to my stride, to my breathing. I started paying more attention to the audio book that I was listening to, more than the words that my mind was telling me to stop. And I finished my 2.5 miles. And I think I got a 7:47, I believe. Let me pull that up, because I want to give you actual and factual information. But I was proud of it. I think those were my fastest miles ever. And it's only 2.5 miles, but now I think I could sustain that. And I can do it for more, because if you do it once, you can do it over and over again. And I see Jesse here. He just ran a mile yesterday at a 7:28 mile pace. That's good. And I see Edgar. He's out there. 2 miles at 8 minutes and 33 seconds. But I think I took it all, guys. I'm sorry to steal your glory. But I got 2.5 miles at 7:47. 2 miles at 7:47. So listen, like, these guys got up and they started doing it themselves because they don't want to be left behind. That's the importance of association. That is the importance of this brokerage. That is the importance of you being here. It's not like being able just to listen what's going on, but then to actually do something. Because whatever you feel that you're left behind right now, or behind the competition in one aspect or another, just think of where you'll be in a year from now when those guys keep going and you're still pondering it. We don't all have to be fast. You just have to be better than you were yesterday. That's it. So if your best mile is 10 minutes, that's your best mile. Then beat that. If your best year was 20 transactions, beat that. It doesn't matter what anybody else around you is doing unless it inspires you. And I hope that that's exactly what this does. I was reading something today, and we've talked about this before, about feeling great. And listen, like, why am I such a big proponent, right? A cheerleader of, like, taking care of yourself first and foremost. Green smoothie, you can't see it because I'm on a green screen. Look at that. But I got it here. Like clockwork. Green smoothie. Because I know if I don't feel good, if I don't feel great, I can't make great decisions. If you don't feel great, you can't be great. If you don't feel great, you can't be great. So I want you to think about that. Food for thought. Of what it's going to require you to, what are you going to do today to get you to that point? And listen, I would have never been able to run a 7:06 mile for the first mile if I didn't have the reps under me. If I don't have 5 years of documenting what I've done. 5 years. I couldn't build this business if I didn't have 5 years of documenting and doing and showing up every day, overcoming the obstacles, realizing I am a fucking train. I am a train. No one person's going to stop me. No outside influence is going to stop me. I'm going to keep going, regardless of whatever comes my way. Do you have that conviction? I would say you do. You just got to embrace it and understand it's all on you. But it starts with the little meaningless things, what appears meaningless. I'm going to smash my running game. I'm going to kill it. Just like I am with my marketing game. You haven't seen anything yet. I have the text from this guy. He a Facebook message. He's like, "Hey Z, I met you 6 years ago at this convention. You're still killing it." Because I understand it's not short term. To me, I feel like I'm just barely getting started. I'm like, dude, you what? I'm just getting started. Have that mindset behind your experiences, about the shit you've been through, that you're just getting started. You needed to learn those lessons. You needed to build your body, build your mindset. That's it right there. That's the game. So, entering into week 4 of our 12-week targets. Listen, some of you haven't even started. Like, I don't care. Start today. It'll change the dynamic of what you think is possible for you in your business, for yourself, for your family. Because if you don't feel great about the things that you're doing, you're not going to be great. Then might as well get used to being mediocre. And I promise you, that is the most painful place you can be. Because you're one step away from scarcity. Scarcity in your relationships, in your finances, in your health. So let's start challenging ourselves. What are you good at? And then go after that. What do you want to do with your body here over the next 12 weeks? With your business? What are you going to do about it today? Because that, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We can have all these great ambitions, but at some point we have to do the work. Again, motivation and inspiration are awesome. I wish I had it every single day. I wish I had it every single day. It makes the whole process so enjoyable. When you're motivated and when you're inspired, it's like prancing on clouds, right? Everything is great. But at the end of the day, all that really matters is the action. So guys, let's go ahead and read some comments. Let's go. Who do we have today? What are you guys hearing in this conversation? I'm not able to see all the comments there. All right, let's go with Claudia. Don't let others be competition, but an inspiration. To be a competition, but an inspiration. And, it goes all back to, the competition can inspire you, right? Sometimes we're like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's great. But the same thing that got us going oftentimes is the detriment to our progression, because the competition becomes so overwhelming because that's all we're focused on. You got to understand when to be able to turn it on and turn it off. Turn it on to fuel you up, and then turn it off and then focus on you. You'll be surprised how far you actually get. When I just turn off the noise, I move like a laser. When I focus on others, the light just bounces everywhere. I'm going in all directions. So guys, I'm going to continue to preach this. You want to feel the power? Continue to challenge yourself. I am going to be a runner. I am going to be a triathlete. I dabbled in it a couple years ago, but I'm going to get better. I'm going to shatter every record that I've set. Why not? Just like I am with my businesses. So let's challenge ourselves today. There's a simple process here of the things you need to do today. Just follow that. You'll see better answers for your questions. Guys, that's all I got. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Doralee, growth is not a destination. It's a journey. I love that. Hector, good morning. Jessica, Nick, growth is painful, but it's worth it at the end, in the end. Good morning, Chris, Claudia, Gabe, Cindy. I got up and took my dog to the lake to walk. Awesome. Loved the rain too. It was a great day yesterday. Gabriel, I'm having a hard time reading from back here. I think I need my glasses back on. I'm hearing that no one can get you off your path except you. And no matter what people say, you have to prove to yourself you're capable. It's all about you. So I'm going to make it all about you. You know exactly what to do. This Thursday, we have a sales meeting. I highly encourage you to be here on that day. Invest in your business. Get reminded of the things you need to do. Plus, we're going to be going over some principles that you can do with your Facebook marketing with paid ads. And what you can do with your announcements to get more people to see it and ultimately reach out to you to raise their hand and get more information on it. So I'm excited about that portion of it. We're also going to have Ruben Luna here. He smashed his numbers from the year before, doing the same things, the principles that we teach. But again, just a reminder, this needs to be your best year. Let us help you get there. Guys, thank you again for joining me for another Mindset Monday, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.